Get ready to dive into a captivating donghua that took the world by storm. Its storyline has captured hearts everywhere, and you might just recognize it from the buzz. Let's jump right into the magic of this animated gem. So the story begins, and we come to know that today the moon was going to look very clear, due to the clear weather. And that's why all the astronauts were going to see the moon today. Then we see a child who is the hero of our story. That child also came to see the moon on his roof, and he starts looking at the moon with the help of binoculars. But then that child sees a big statue. That statue was slowly opening its eyes, due to which the child's eyes are also emitting a lot of light, and he was also in a lot of pain. Now we see the scene after a long time, where now our hero, whose name is Lin Chia, he had grown up a lot. But after the incident of that day, Lin Chia used to keep a bandage on his eyes, because maybe there was some problem in his eyes. Lin Chia was going home with something, where some children were playing with the ball on the way. At that time, their ball was about to hit Lin Chia, but then, Lin Chia stops, from which he was saved. Seeing this, those children were surprised. Also, wherever Lin Chia used to go, the people there used to notice him, because one, he was very handsome, and despite having a bandage on the other's eyes, he was able to do everything like normal people. Now Lin Chia reaches home, where his aunt and brother used to live with him, and we come to know that the condition of Lin Chia's house is not good, but still, Lin Chia tries his best so that there is no shortage of anything in his house. Anyway, the doctor who was treating Lin Chia's eyes was waiting for Lin Chia in his room, so Lin Chia goes to meet him, but he finds out that he is another doctor, and the doctor who used to come to meet Lin Chia has been transferred. That's why this new doctor has come in his place. Now the new doctor asks Lin Chia if he can see with his eyes. On this, Lin Chia says that yes, he can see, but he is afraid of light. That's why he puts a bandage on his eyes. Hearing this, he doctor tell Lin Chia that this is a good thing, because now Lin Chia can join school again. Also, he asks Lin Chia if Lin Chia has any illusions or strange dreams. That doctor was looking at Lin Chia with suspicion, and it seemed like he was a government spy. Lin Chia was also suspicious about this. So hearing this question, Lin Chia tells us that 100 years ago, a strange fog had come from somewhere in Antarctica, which gradually began to spread throughout the world, because of which, wherever that fog went, the connections of the rest of the people there were completely broken. And now this fog has left Dexia country and spread all over the world, because of which only humans are left in Dexia country. But now no one is interested in knowing the secret of that fog, and no one remembers where the rest of the people went and why their country was saved. On top of that, when Lin Chia was looking at the moon that day, some scientists took him and were doing experiments on him. But when Lin Chia said that that strange statue was his illusion, then those scientists left Lin Chia. That's why Lin Chia has always been hiding the truth from people, because he knows that something is going on. That's why even in the present, he tells the doctor that I saw a statue in my childhood, but now I think it was my illusion. Hearing this, the doctor asks Lin Chia that have you ever seen a monster? On this, Lin Chia says that he has heard a lot of news about monsters, but in the end, all that comes out fake. That's why he doesn't believe that there are monsters in this world. Then the scene shifts and we see a man behind whom there were many dangerous monsters, and he was running away from them. But at the same time, some people with superpowers come there, where everyone had different magical weapons, and his teammate was guiding them all through earphones. Now all those people kill all those monsters one by one, and all the people who were there erase their memory with the help of a bell that there was a monster there. Here, Lin Chia's doctor goes from there, where he was telling someone that he has uploaded all the recording and documents of the conversation. On the other hand, Lin Chia tells his aunt and brother that his eyes are absolutely fine. Hearing this, everyone is very happy and tells Lin Chia to join school as soon as possible. After this, Lin Chia comes to his room and apologizes to his aunt in his mind, because until today, Lin Chia has lied to him that his eyes are fine, because whenever he opens his eyes, he starts seeing some strange visions. Along with that, he could see everything with his eyes closed, and that's why, despite being blindfolded, he was able to do everything like a normal person. But Lin Chia never understood why this happened to him, and why does he get such visions. Now Lin Chia lies on the bed to sleep, where before going to sleep, he tells us that he has been having the same dream for 5 years. After this, Lin Chia reaches the same dream, in which he is at a place with a fog, and there were a lot of monsters around him. Along with that, Lin Chia also sees a building, in that fog on which House of Gods was written. Now going near that gate, Lin Chia says in his mind that I have been coming here for 5 years, but I have never knocked this door. But now I have to know the secret behind it. That's why Lin Chia starts knocking the door loudly, because the answer to all his questions was behind that door. The next day, Lin Chia goes to school, where he meets a girl who helps Lin Chia reach his class. Along with that, some other classmates tell Lin Chia that if he needs any help, he can tell them. Hearing this, Lin Chia asks them how they know his name. Upon this, they tell that Lin Qi's aunt came to meet them early in the morning, and she told them Lin Qi's name, and asked them to help Lin Qi. Hearing this, Lin Qi thinks that his aunt takes good care of him, and even after getting so old, how much work does she do? That's why Lin Qi says in his mind that he will study well, and gradually improve the condition of his house, and give a good life to his aunt. Now at night, all those classmates start going to drop Lin Qi home, so Lin Qi tells them that there is no need for this. He will go home by himself. Upon this, those classmates say that they have made a promise to his aunt. That's why they will go home after dropping him. Hearing this, Lin Qi feels very good, because since childhood, people thought Lin Qi was crazy, because Lin Qi kept talking about that statue. Now one of them had a classmate's house nearby. Along with that, he was jealous of Lin Qi, because his friends were helping him a lot. That's why he tells those people that I will go alone from here, because my house is nearby. After this, he leaves from there. After his departure, they all start getting a very bad smell. That's when they see that a dangerous monster is coming towards them from the dark place. On the other hand, we see a member of the same superhero team who also came to know about this. That's why he tells his teammate, his name is Zhao Kongcheng. That's why he tells him to go to that place as soon as possible. And tells to make a barrier at that place so that those monsters cannot harm humans. Here 2 of those classmates see that monster and run away, and then that monster was going to attack that girl who helped Lin Qi reach the class. But Lin Qi stops that monster with a stick, and in the meantime, that girl also runs away from there, after which Lin Qi starts running to the other side. But that monster was not leaving him. That's when another monster comes from the front, which was eating a human hand. Here, Zhao Kongcheng uses some of his blood drops to make a barrier at that place. Along with that, the superhero team had also reached there. On the other hand, he attacks the monster behind Lin Qi. Lin Qi says while fighting him that people considered him crazy since childhood, because of which he had to stay at home, and now he is able to go to school. That's why he is not going to die at the hands of this ugly monster. At the same time, that monster throws Lin Qi back. Along with that, because of his claws, Lin Qi's blindfold was also cut, because of which Lin Qi gets the same visions that he is in front of that door of God, and is knocking the door hard. Here in reality, Lin Qi puts his stick in that monster, so the monster cuts Lin Qi on the shoulder. Along with that, many other monsters also come there, which starts separating Lin Qi's head from the body. But here, because of Lin Qi's hard knock, that door starts opening. Whereas that door was opening, similarly, fast light starts coming out of Lin Qi's eyes, by which all the monsters get away from Lin Qi. Along with that, that light could also be seen from a distance. On top of that, because of Lin Qi's light, the glass of the windows around him starts melting. On the other hand, the team of superheroes also sees that light, and they start thinking that what is this powerful energy of? Then his companion tells that this is a divine power, that too of the King of Angels. It seems that a new god has come to Earth. Here, after opening the gate, Lin Qi sees a building, on whose rooms were different symbols made. Then the light of his eyes turns off. Then a monster attacks Lin Qi. But because of Lin Qi's new powers, he was looking very slow. Then Lin Qi slowly kicks him, and that monster goes very far and dies. Now Lin Qi starts killing all the monsters one by one with his power. Then Zhao also comes there, who kills the last monster with his sword in a very cool way. Seeing this, Lin Qi is also a little surprised. But then, Lin Qi starts going to his house from there. Then the scene shifts, and we see some idols which were of the gods, and that place was an ancient god church. Then a man wearing a mask comes there, who tells everyone that a new agent of God has come, and with him is the King of Angels, Michelle. Hearing this, they say that bring him here, and try to bring him alive. Then we see a man who was taking a truck, and there were a lot of monsters in his truck. The same Lin Qi had come back to his house, where seeing him, his brother asks him how he got late. On this, Lin Qi tells him that he was stuck in some trouble. Now saying this, he goes to his room and goes to sleep. Then Lin Qi returns to that mansion of gods, and inside that mansion was the god's madhouse. Seeing which Lin Qi says that it looks exactly like the same madhouse where I used to live as a child. Now Lin Qi goes inside the same hospital, but that place was completely different from the mental hospital. After this, Lin Qi tries to open the rooms there, but he is not able to open 5 out of 6 rooms. But as soon as Lin Qi touches the gate of the 6th room, a lot of patterns begin to form on the gate. Now as soon as that gate opens, Lin Qi sees a lady inside, who was sitting in the middle of the sea, but that was just Lin Qi's illusion, and there was no sea there. After this, Lin Qi goes to that lady and speak with her, but that lady does not give him any response. Then suddenly patterns start forming in that room. Along with that, a screen also comes there, by which Lin Qi finds out that that lady's name is Nyx, and he is one of the 5 ancient gods. But now his mental condition is not good, but if Lin Qi cures him, he will get some powers of Nyx. Now Lin Qi goes very close to Nyx and says in his ear, "Can you hear me?" Then Nyx immediately turns to him and says, "Son, after all these years you have come." Hearing this, Lin Qi is shocked. Now Nyx starts coming forward to hug him, but then she hugs the flower wasp behind Nyx and calls him her son. Along with that, she was also doing strange things. Seeing this, Lin Qi understands that Nix is really crazy. The scene shifts and we see those superheroes, where they were telling Zhao Kongqing that, how can you let the boy go, who had the powers of the King of Angels. Hearing this, Zhao says that he has made a mistake, but he will find him soon. The next morning, Zhao stands outside Lin Qi's school and starts waiting for him, but there was a small child crying, because of which Zhao's attention is lost, and then Lin Qi leaves in front of him, and Zhao can't even see Lin Qi. Here, Lin Qi comes to a doctor and explains the condition of Nix to him and asks, how can such a lady be cured? Hearing this, the doctor tells Lin Qi that, with proper medicine and physiological treatment, that lady can be cured. Hearing this, Lin Qi goes back to that mental hospital, but before going there, he had read some ancient books, from which he came to know that there is also a medicine room there. So Lin Qi goes there and takes the medicine to cure Nix, and he himself becomes a doctor and reaches Nix's room. On the other hand, Zhao was keeping an eye on Lin Qi's school every day. On the other hand, Lin Qi gives that medicine to Nix, with which Nix starts talking more, because that medicine used to work like this. So seeing the condition of Nix, Lin Qi thinks that she also needs psychological treatment. So Lin Qi starts calling himself her son to cure Nix. Hearing this, Nix hugs him and says that now Nix's condition was 3% better, because of which Lin Qi gets a random power of Nix, whose name was Starlight Dancer, with which at night, Lin Qi's speed, power, and recovery ability will increase. Along with this power, he will be able to talk to small creatures at night, and he will also be able to scare some creatures with his aura. Now after getting this power, Lin Qi starts testing it all over the city, and with this part ends here.